Hi friends, it's Stephanie with Stefsonabudget. Welcome back for another video. We are going to be doing our first November budget with me. So I can't believe we're in the new budget binder already. So this, hopefully you caught the setup videos of these and this looks familiar. But now we're ready to plan out our payday for this coming Friday. And I am doing this really last minute because it is Thursday the 2nd and tomorrow is the 3rd and it's payday. So nothing like barely squeaking it in here. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump on in. So we are looking at our November monthly spread in the new budget binder and I am loving it. A new budget book is always like so exciting and refreshing, and I know most of you are probably going to be experiencing that in January but just the way and the timing of when I started the Budget Mom, November is the new month for our, like the new year, I guess, for me, if you will. So obviously this still counts for 2023 and it'll be 2023's budget when we wrap it all up, but this is just the way that it fell. So looking at the monthly spread, we are going to be paying everything that's highlighted in yellow, and we set that up together. So yeah, let's jump in. I wanted to show you, you guys remember how I talked about like how stiff the papers and stuff are and the sliding is like terrible. Like already just, you know, a few times flipping through, like you can see it's so, you know, it's so much better already. So, you know, these metal discs, they just take a little bit of time to like warm up and have the papers slide easily, but it's already a million times better. So, okay, well, let's jump right in. So we are going to go ahead and pull out our November paycheck budget tracker. I use the printable version from the Budget Mom, so that is what you're looking at here. We're gonna go ahead and pull it off the discs, because that is just 10 times easier than trying to write on the discs. I'm going to move the budget book off to the side here. And you guys know me, I cannot write on that single piece of paper. So let me slide something underneath there. Okay, and we are still recording. That is good. Okay, let's jump on in. So our first payday is going to be the 3rd, which is mañana. And if you are new here, my husband and I both work full-time jobs, 40 hours a week. We get paid on a bi-weekly basis. We get paid on the same day. So we are going to budget both mine and my husband's full-time paycheck. We both work in healthcare. I'm a nurse. My husband works in anesthesia. And we are blessed to have a good income. So let's jump on in. The first thing we're going to budget is pay 1 and pay 2. So we start with the income up here at the top. Now I've waited to the last minute, so I know what my actual paycheck is because I can see my pay stub today, Thursday, for tomorrow's payday. So normally I would budget, you know, just the lowest amount for both of our checks. But since I know the exact amount, we're just going to go with that. So our pay 1 is going to be $2,960 and 23 cents. We're not going to worry about the cents, guys. I definitely don't throw that in there. Our pay 2, I'm just going to budget for the lowest, which is the 1,700. So if we add those two together, and then actually we are going to put the kids' insurance. So we have 2 older children in their 20s that contribute to their car insurance. At least for now, my daughter does. My son is not, because he's focusing on paying like school tuition and stuff, and I think that's a priority for him. So but my daughter will contribute $60 to her auto insurance, which definitely doesn't you know, cover that, but it's something which is good, and it gets them used to kind of having, you know, these normal adult life bills. So with that, we are looking at an income of $4,720. Okay, so we've got our income. Next, we are going to want to figure out our fixed expenses. So this is actually paying our bills. Okay, and let me actually correct this as well. The other thing is we have some rollover, is what we're going to call it, and that's for the amount of $612. So let's add that all up again, and I'll explain what that is. So last payday, so we have a truck payment that's due November 5th, so that's coming up. The expenses for this paycheck are higher than normal, and it's just because of the way that the paydays kind of fell. Sometimes that happens. Usually about twice a year, I find that one payday will be really heavy loaded, and so I'll have to like shift some things around. So in order to offset that, you guys will probably remember this if you watch that budget setup. I set aside half of our truck payment last payday, and it's just been sitting in a savings account. And so we are going to pay that truck payment this payday. So we're going to roll that $612 back into this payday so that we can pay that on time. So we're actually, with that rollover, at $5,332. Okay. So now what we have is we split our mortgage half and half. So we set aside half every payday, and that is for $1,150. So November is always the month where we get our like our property taxes from the city, and then we always because we closed on our house in November. When we bought it a few years ago, so November's kind of our month, so we always get our updated property taxes, and we also renew our home insurance. So every year it has gone up. Property taxes are going up because the value of homes are going up, supposedly pretty drastically where we're at. So our mortgage increased quite a bit last year, and I've been like really watching, like I've been waiting for this to come in to see if we're going to have another big hike this year. Thankfully, property taxes are only about $80 higher, which is good. But my home insurance jumped up like over $600, you guys, which is just wild. So I did contact them, and they said, I'm so sick of hearing this, you guys. I don't know if you are too, but they said it's for cost of inflation, you know, just to cover the extra costs that inflation has caused if, you know, you needed to fix something. And then also the other reason was that there was just a statewide price hike, you know, so just statewide across New Mexico, that's going up. Now, you can never like get proof of that from them. So you just kind of have to like swallow it. I mean, what other choice do we have? You have to have the insurance. So sorry guys, I'm always ranting about insurance. I just drives me crazy. But they were really great. They did do like they had like an agent do like a shop around for me to see, you know, if there was something better, and there wasn't. So needless to say, we're sticking with what we have. Everything else was almost double what we're paying for this one, so we'll definitely just stick with what we have, and you know, it just is what it is. So I kind of have to wait to hear from my mortgage company to see what that total, obviously there's going to be an increase in my mortgage costs to offset those two increases, right? But my mortgage does allow me to like pay a lump sum of that to reduce some of that increase. Now there's always going to be somewhat of a slight increase. So I'm guessing it'll go up at least by the property taxes, which is only about $7 a month. So that's not terrible. But I will, in order to offset like the homeowner's insurance hike, I'd have to pay that in a lump sum. So I don't know, you guys. I think going into 2024, I'm gonna just need to set aside a sinking fund for like mortgage increase to just be able to pay that every December, because I have to pay it by December to not see the increase for the new year in January. But okay, that was so much more than you probably wanted. But let me know, if you own your home, are you experiencing the same kind of thing? I know last year, watching everybody's budget videos, I think there was a lot of people had a mortgage increase because of the same thing. So, but okay, anywho, $11.50 for half of the mortgage this time, you guys. Jeez, I'm so sorry. Probably more than you ever wanted to know. But you guys are my budgeting people. I gotta talk it out with you, right? It kind of makes me feel better just to get it off my chest. I hope it doesn't sound complainy, even though I am complaining, but you know, I'm blessed and happy to have my home. So we'll just do what we need to do, right? Okay, we have our internet. That's $60 a month. We have our truck. So this is where that rollover is going to come in. That's $10.13. We have our taxes that we're paying. And if you remember, we talked a little bit about this. We got a promotion on a like 22 months, 0% interest, because the like penalties and stuff were pretty high through the IRS. So that is going to be $50. We have our utilities this payday. So we have our gas bill, which is on the 8th, and that is $62. We're gonna pay towards our personal loan on the 10th. That's $150. And then we also have our electric bill, which is finally starting to come down. It's still pretty hefty, but it's getting there. It was over $300 all summer, and now we're down to $211, so I will take it. We have our water bill. We did finally turn off the sprinklers last week. The cold has finally rolled in, you guys. It's kind of crazy because most of last week we were still wearing shorts. It was like mid-70s, beautiful weather, and then just overnight it was really cold. So our water bill on the 14th is $215. And this will jump down quite a bit. It usually comes down to about 130 when we're not watering in the summer. So that'll be a nice decrease for that. We also have a credit card that is due, and that is for $115. We have our auto insurance, which our policy renews, you guys, in January. I'm like totally scared to see what that's going to look like. So $600 for our auto insurance. If you're new here, yes, that's really expensive. I went back and looked, and you guys have heard me say this before if you're not new, but this is like more than double what we were paying a year and a half ago. But we did add newer vehicles. So this covers 5 drivers and 4 newer vehicles. So we do have a lot on our insurance. And our daughter, who just had the birthday and turned 15, got her permit the day after she turned 15. So she is driving officially, which means she is going to need to go on this insurance policy. Oh, pray for me, guys. Pray for me. Okay, and then we have an Apple Music subscription as well. I'm going to annotate just an A to let me know that that's an automatic payment. I don't need to pay that. It will come out on its own, and that is $19. And I think we've got everything, you guys. So it doesn't look like much, but they are hefty amounts. So let's add it all up. Okay, so $36.45. So this is where that rollover came in from last payday, you guys. This is about $500 to $600 more in expenses than we normally have per paycheck. So it was just really heavy loaded. So in order to offset that, we set aside that $600 last payday, which would put us around the $3,000 to $3,100, which is normally where our expenses are. So okay, $36.45. Okay, so if we take that from our income of $532, that leaves us with $1,687, which is a good spot to be in. So we'll bring that number down here to our variable expenses. And this is like your cash envelopes, you guys. So we have the same ones every time. We do groceries, Costco, gas, miscellaneous. We do like house and beauty products. We do takeout. We do spending. And we pay for drinking water every 2 weeks. So our groceries are going to be the same. We're budgeting $300. Costco, I'm going to throw another $100 at. I normally do $200, but we're going to try to cut that down a little bit if we can. $175 to gas, $40 for our miscellaneous, $40 for our house and beauty, $100 towards takeout. We are going to do $360 for spending, you guys. Normally I do $400, but I'm wanting to cut that down. So we're going to do $360, and that includes my husband and I each get $100 to just whatever. Once it's divvied out, it's divvied out. And then we put a little extra in there for the kids, especially my high school daughter, who is getting really expensive. Some of you guys had some really great suggestions in the last budget with me about like setting up sinking funds and stuff for her high school things, and I definitely want to do that. It was such great advice. So I think we'll definitely start working on that at some point here. And then we're going to do $38 for our water. So let's add all that up. And that is $1,153. So if we take that from our leftover $1,687, that leaves us with $534. Okay, and we'll bring that up here to our sinking funds. So we are going to do our Harry Potter debt challenges, like our binder there. That's got to get 120, you guys. And that will finish it off. I'm so excited we were able to do that. So that's great. We also have, guys, Christmas is around the corner. It's officially November. It's Christmas shopping time. So hopefully you're prepared. And if you haven't started saving for Christmas, you have this month and a little bit into next month. There's still definitely time to put something aside. So Christmas we have, we want to do our sinking funds, and then our regular savings challenges, and then also our month ahead binder. Okay, so I used to just throw like extra debt down here and then do sinking funds, but with the debt binder, I've just moved it up here. So we need $33 for our month ahead. So the easiest thing to do is just $534 minus the 120 minus the 33. Christmas, let's put 100 towards that. Savings challenges, let's put 125 towards those, and that leaves us 156. I'm going to do 125 to those, which leaves us $31, which sounds weird, right, you guys? So I'm going to just put the 31 there. I'm gonna bring the $31 down here to, oh, I am so sorry for that big old bump, you guys. I'm gonna bring the 31 down here to this extra savings. And the reason why is because I need to, I had to eat into our checking buffer a little bit this last paycheck, just helping my son with a few things. So I want to replace some of that money that was removed from there. I always like to keep like about a $500 buffer for the checking. And the way that that works in my institution is it just sits in a savings account actually, and the account has like overdraft protection. So it'll always just move it from the savings into the checking. That way, I like it that way, so it's not sitting in the checking and, you know, maybe my husband looks at it and thinks, oh, we've got this money sitting here, I'm gonna use it. When really that money has a purpose. I mean, he wouldn't do that, but you never know. You know, sometimes if you see it, you think, well, it's there, I'll just, you know, swipe this card. So I keep it in a savings, and the accounts automatically, you know, keep themselves corrected. So yeah, needless to say, I want to replace that. So I'm just going to put buffer, and we'll put that $31 into that. Let me add this up really quick, y'all. 120, 100. Okay, so we're putting 503 into debt and savings, which is great. And then the extra 31 also technically into savings. So 534 into savings this paycheck is really good. But that brings us to a zero-based budget. Again, you guys, zero-based doesn't mean that your account is down to zero, you have no money. It means that you accounted for every dollar that you have coming in, and it doesn't matter if it's sitting in your account, it's accounted for. You have a job for that money, and that job is to sit there. But okay, we made it through the budget with me. Sorry, this was a really long, chatty one. I just, like I said, I like to talk these things out with you guys. Plus, it just opens up, you know, communication, and you hear from other budgeters, you know, who might be experiencing some of the same things or how it's different for them. You know, this is what we talk about, you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this budget with me. If you did, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, if you're new here, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified of any of my upcoming videos. And we'll see you in the next one, friends. Bye now.